In this video, we're going to explain everything you need to know to travel to Mykonos. The most complete video you'll watch today about this destination, the most famous island in Greece, covering Kora, Little Venice, Paradise Beach, Delos, and the best tips. So let's get started. Mykonos is the most vibrant and famous island in the Cyclades in Greece. It's world famous for two things: its summer parties, which attract the biggest DJs in the world, and its main village, Kora, a perfect labyrinth of white houses, blue doors, bougainvillea, and luxury shops. It's an island that balances glamour and partying with rustic Greek charm. But before we talk about the destinations, let's get to the most important logistics. When is the best time to visit Mykonos? This is a party and beach destination. The island only really operates in the summer. The best time by far is the shoulder season. We recommend June and September. In these months, the weather is perfect. Warm enough to swim, the seawater is great, the parties have already started or are still happening, and the crowds are a bit smaller. We strongly recommend avoiding the months of July and August. This is the high season. The island gets unbearably crowded and the prices reach absurd levels. A beach chair can cost 50 euros. Winter, from November to March, is a very bad idea. The island is deserted, 90% of the restaurants and hotels are closed, and all the major clubs are shut. And how many days to stay in Mykonos? Mykonos is a relatively small island. For a trip focused on the parties, 3 or 4 days is enough. You'll go to 2 or 3 parties and enjoy a beach. But if you want to do everything calmly, explore the northern beaches, and do the mandatory day trip to the island of Delos, the ideal is 5 days. Mandatory documentation. To enter Greece, which is part of the European Schengen area, you need 2 things. First, a valid passport with at least 3 months of validity after your departure date. Many nationalities do not need a visa to stay for up to 90 days as tourists. And second, travel insurance. Travel insurance in Europe is mandatory under the Schengen Treaty, with a minimum coverage of 30,000 euros. They can ask for proof of your insurance at immigration. We never travel without it. And in the link in the description, there's the comparator we use that always finds the insurance at half the price. And be aware, soon, an electronic travel authorization, called ETIAS, will also be mandatory for many nationalities, so check on that before you travel. Staying in a good area will make your trip much easier. You'll be close to all these tourist spots. In Mykonos, the choice is crucial and expensive. The first option, and our favorite, is to stay in Kora, the main town, also called Mykonos town. The pro is that you are in the middle of the labyrinth of white streets, near Little Venice, the windmills, and all the shops, bars, and restaurants. You do everything on foot at night. The con is the noise at night and the price of the hotels. The second option is to stay at the southern beaches, like Ornos or Platos Giallos. The pro is that you wake up facing the sea, on beaches with calm water and great infrastructure. They are resort-style hotels. It's ideal for families. The con is that you'll need a bus or taxi, a 15-minute trip, to go to Kora at night. The third option is for those who only want to party. Stay near Paradise Beach. The pro is that you can walk to the big clubs, like Cavo Paradiso and Tropicana. The con is the constant noise, 24 hours a day, and you are isolated from the charm of Kora. We created this custom map, which explains exactly which is the best region. If you stay in Kora or Ornos, you can't go wrong. We'll leave the link to this map here on the QR code, on the screen, and in the video description. We created it on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices. There, you can put in your travel dates and see all the hotel options within that location, at the lowest prices. We'll also leave links to the hotels where we've stayed. In every destination, we always recommend one that is very cheap and super well located, and another that's a bit nicer, in the same location, but a little more expensive. They are great options. An important tip to save on lodging is the advance booking strategy. The good hotels in Mykonos sell out many months in advance. It's one of the most expensive islands in the world. This is why we love using this website. Besides having the lowest prices, it has free cancellation for almost all hotels. You can book as early as possible to guarantee a much lower price, and if you need to cancel later, it's super easy and costs nothing. And remember that in the link below, we always organize everything you need to plan your entire trip for the best price. The sites we use to plan our trips and that have everything much cheaper: international travel eSIM, travel insurance at half price, tickets for all the attractions we mentioned, the good and cheap hotels we've stayed at, the car rental comparator, which is essential for Mykonos, and the global account, to carry euros paying much lower fees. And the links already contain automatic discounts, as we are always updating them. So save this page to your favorites and use it when planning. It will make your trip much easier and save you a lot of money. Now let's talk about transportation. How to get around in Mykonos? To get there, you can take a flight from Athens or another European capital directly to Mykonos Airport, JMK. The flight from Athens takes 40 minutes. Or you can take the ferry from Athens, Piraeus Port. The high-speed SeaJets ferry takes 2.5 hours and costs about 90 euros. To get around inside the island, renting an ATV or a scooter is essential. Why? Renting a car is difficult. The streets of Kora are closed to cars, and the island roads are very narrow. Parking is almost impossible. The taxis in Mykonos are a mafia. There are very few, about 30 taxis for the whole island. They are absurdly expensive. A short ride from Kora to Ornos can cost 30 euros. There is no Uber on the island. The public bus works well. There are 2 terminals in Kora: Fabrica, where buses leave for the southern beaches, Paradise, Super Paradise, and the Old Port, where buses leave for the north. The ticket costs about 2 euros, but the ATV quad bike is the best option. It costs about 30 to 50 euros per day and gives you total freedom to explore the hidden beaches. For those renting, the most important tip is to book in advance online using a price comparator. It's always much cheaper. We'll leave the link to the comparator we use in the description. Now, for the main attractions. The first attraction, and the main one on the island, is Kora, or Mykonos town. What it is, it's the main village, a labyrinth of white cobblestone streets with blue doors and windows and purple bougainvillea. Why it's famous? It's the postcard of the Cyclades. It's famous for its luxury shops, restaurants, and for being incredibly photogenic. Logistic. The logistic is to walk and get lost. The best time for photos is at 9 a.m. before the cruise ship crowds arrive. Price: free. The second attraction located in Kora is the Kato Mili windmills. What it is? These are the 5 white windmills from the 16th century that sit on a hill facing the sea. Why it's famous? It's the most iconic image of Mykonos, along with Little Venice. Logistic. It's a 5-minute walk from the center of Kora. The best time to go is in the late afternoon to see the sunset. Price: free. The third attraction, right next to the windmills, is Little Venice. What it is? A neighborhood in Kora where the colorful 2- and 3-story houses were built directly over the water, with balconies over the sea. Why it's famous? It's the most sought-after spot to watch the sunset, full of expensive cocktail bars. Logistic. The tip is to arrive at least 1 hour before sunset to get a front-row table. Price: walking around is free. A cocktail at a bar like Scarpa costs about 20 to 25 euros. The fourth attraction is the mandatory day trip, the island of Delos. What it is? An uninhabited museum island, one of the most important archaeological sites in Greece. Why it's famous? It's the mythical birthplace of the gods Apollo and Artemis. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Logistic. You need to take a ferry that leaves from the old port of Mykonos. The trip takes 30 minutes. Boats leave in the morning and early afternoon. The last boat returns around 3 p.m. Set aside at least 3 hours for the visit. Price: the ferry ticket costs about 22 euros, round trip. The entrance to the archaeological site costs another 8 euros. The fifth attraction is the party beaches, like Paradise Beach. What it is? The most famous beach in Mykonos for daytime and nighttime parties. Why it's famous? It's home to world-famous beach clubs like Tropicana and Cavo Paradiso, which is on the hill next to it. Logistic. To get there, take a bus from the Fabrica terminal in Kora. The ride takes 20 minutes and costs about 2 euros. The beach itself is public, but it's dominated by the clubs. The parties start around 4 p.m. Price: entry to the beach is free. Renting a beach chair is expensive, about 30 euros. A drink costs about 15 euros. The sixth attraction is Super Paradise Beach. What it is? A beach neighboring Paradise in a beautiful bay. Why it's famous? It's even more exclusive and famous for its beach club, Super Paradise Beach Club, which is very popular with the LGBTQ+ crowd. Logistic. Access by car or ATV is via a very steep hill. The easiest way is to take a taxi boat from Platos Gialos Beach. Price: similar to Paradise, very expensive. The seventh attraction is the Paraportiani Church. What it is? The most photographed church in Mykonos. Why it's famous? It's a complex of 5 small churches, built together, forming an all-white structure that looks like it's melting. Logistic? It's hidden in the Kora labyrinth near the entrance to the Old Port. It's free. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tickets for attractions and tours in advance. Buying on the spot is always more expensive, and the most famous tourist spots like the Delos boat trip and especially the tickets for the big Mykonos clubs sell out or are much more expensive at the door. We'll leave the link on the QR code on the screen and in the video description to the site where we always buy tickets and tours for the best price. It's the largest tour site in the world and has practically everything there. Tickets for the ferry from Athens to Mykonos, tickets for the island of Delos, and most importantly, tickets for Pacha, Cavo Paradiso, and other parties. All at the best price, and you can buy in any currency, saving on fees. Let's talk shopping. Mykonos is a luxury shopping destination. The center of Kora is the focus. The White Alleys are an open-air mall. You'll find all the luxury designer stores like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Chanel, and expensive jewelry shops. But you'll also find many Greek designer boutiques with the famous white linen clothes and leather sandals. And the tax-free tip. The tax in Greece, VAT, is 24%. You can request a refund on purchases over 50 euros. And for those who are new here to the channel, welcome. Our mission is to help you travel more and better around the world. If you're enjoying it, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It helps us a lot. Speaking of gastronomy, the food in Mykonos is Mediterranean, focused on fresh seafood. But be prepared, it's the most expensive island in Greece. The typical dishes are kopanisti, a spicy, peppery sheep's cheese, and louza, a type of local cured ham. And of course, grilled octopus and fried calamari. For restaurant suggestions, starting with the cheap ones. In Kora, the most famous place for a cheap meal is Jimmy's Gyros. It's a classic, open late. A gyros costs about 8 euros. The second cheap option is Sakis Grill House, also in Kora. It serves great souvlaki and gyros. A plate costs about 10 to 15 euros. For an expensive experience, go to Interni, in Kora. It's in a beautiful courtyard, very trendy, and with music. It's a Mediterranean fusion restaurant. A dinner costs over 150 euros per person. And for absolute luxury, go to Spilia Seaside Restaurant. It's on Agia Anna Beach. It's a restaurant built inside a cave, right on the sea. It specializes in seafood and lobster. A dinner there will be over 200 euros per person. And how much does it cost to eat in Mykonos? It is extremely expensive. It's one of the most expensive places in Europe. A full Big Mac combo costs about 10 euros. A coffee or a soda at a restaurant can cost 6 or 7 euros. A bottle of water in a club can cost 12 euros. A small beer in a bar in Little Venice costs 12 euros. A cocktail in a club costs 20 to 25 euros. The golden tip to save money is to eat gyros for lunch, like at Jimmy's, and buy drinks at the supermarket to have at your hotel before going out. What about nightlife? The nightlife in Mykonos is the main attraction. It starts with the sunset at the bars in Little Venice, like Scarpa. Then, people have a late dinner, around midnight, and after 2 a.m. they take the disco bus to the superclubs. The most famous are Pacha, which is near Kora, and Cavo Paradiso, which is on an incredible cliff above Paradise Beach, and brings in the biggest techno and house DJs in the world. The entrance fee for parties costs from 50 to 80 euros, depending on the DJ. Traveling with kids? Honestly, Mykonos is not a recommended destination for children. The island is focused on parties, is very expensive, and the main beaches have loud music. If you are with children, the best option is to stay at the calmer beaches like Ornos or Platis Gialos, which have shallow water, and avoid Kora at night. Combining your trip? Mykonos is in the center of the Cyclades Islands. The most obvious combination is to take a high-speed ferry. From Mykonos, you are 45 minutes from Paros or Naxos, which are quieter islands, and you are about 2.5 hours from Santorini. The most common logistic is to fly from Athens to Mykonos, then island hop south, Mykonos, Paros, Santorini, and then fly back home from Santorini or Athens. If you liked the video, like and subscribe to our channel to always travel more and better around the world. Thank you very much and have a great trip.